What is going on, guys? It is Robbie T here, back with another video on this channel today. And today we are here with the second part, if I can actually say more words, but yes, second part of this Ultimate Season Challenge Championship Series. Last time at the Italian Grand Prix, we started off our season pretty well. I'm not going to spoil it in case some of you guys haven't seen it, but let's go out for the Belgian Grand Prix, round number 2. So here we are for qualifying for the Belgian Grand Prix at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, and let's see what our qualifying is going to be like this time. Default setup just like in episode 1. So let's get out on the track in this wonderful green Caterham and see how we do on our lap here. This very long circuit down to turn 1 into first gear, hit the apex on the inside, use some of the curb on the exit. Really does depend if you want traction or just general turning. It depends what you actually want. As we go through Eau Rouge flat out in 7th gear, slight lift in the Caterham because there was a lot of understeer through that corner, so unfortunately I couldn't go completely flat as we hit the rev limiter, 196 miles per hour. That's a quite slow amount of straight line speed for this Caterham. As we can see, a 30.9 in the first sector, not too bad. I'm actually fastest so far throughout this whole lap. We go through this section here in mostly 3rd gear. Now we come towards this kind of a hairpin into 2nd gear, sometimes 1st if you feel like you want extra turning, but I hold it in 2nd to get better stability on the car. And now through the corner with no name, they call it, into 4th gear. And now we come through towards Purwan. Be brave here. I wasn't brave enough. I actually had to take it in 5th because the Caterham just doesn't have that downforce to go through in 6th gear like most of the faster cars can. Now down to 3rd gear, we actually lose a lot of time through this section because the Caterham is not very good around the sweeping corners. As you can see, Fernando Alonso has actually got ahead of us. So unfortunately, he's going to be off into the distance to take pole position, it looks like. As we can see for our sector time, 7 tenths down. We lost 7 tenths just over this sector alone, but that's okay. We're in the Caterham, so what do you expect in the back marker car? As we go flat out through Blanchimont in 7th gear, fantastic corner that is, one of my favourites on the circuit. As we go down to 1st gear for this final chicane, the bus stop chicane, up into 2nd early to get better traction and not too much wheel spin. As we come towards the line, what lap's it going to be? It's going to be P11, not too bad. Not too bad at all. P11's a good qualifying session for me, I feel, especially because Bruno Senna, our rival, is only in 15th place, so he had a pretty awful session in this qualifying session. As we can see, who's on pole positions, Fernando Alonso in the Ferrari, who takes pole, Lewis Hamilton 2nd, Jenson Button 3rd, Massa beating Vettel, good qualifying for Felipe Massa there, as Webber in 5th, Schumacher 6th, then Kobayashi, Rosberg and Perez completes the top 10 with myself and Maldonado just missing out the top 10 there. As we go all the way down to the bottom, where we will see, not good qualify for Lotuses actually, to be honest with you. There we go, it is Narain Karthikeyan making the rear of the grid. So let's get on with the race. So here we are, the race for the Belgian Grand Prix, round number 2 of season 1 of the Ultimate Season Challenge Championship in this Caterham car. Let's hope we can get a good result, hopefully in the points, because in the last episode we had a good result, but it wasn't the result we wanted. So we're going to change that in this race. So let's run through the grid again. Alonso, Hamilton, Button, Vettel, and etc. Actually went down very quickly, so I couldn't read through the whole lot there. But you can see the whole grid for yourself right there. So now we are going onto the track for this Belgian Grand Prix. Wish me luck in this Caterham. So it is Fernando Alonso on pole position for the Belgian Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button right behind him. We can see us in P11, our rival Bruno Senna in 15th, and Heikki Kovalainen down the back of the grid, I think that was, as we get ready for this race. Hopefully we can do it first attempt, unlike the Italian Grand Prix. 5 red lights and we are underway for the Belgian Grand Prix. It's an absolutely stunning start from us there. Fantastic traction on the first gear as we use a lot of curves coming towards turn number 1. We're actually alongside Nico Rosberg and Sergio Perez, who have actually no chance. Although Rosberg's on my outside though, so is he going to go side by side for us through Blanchimont? No, I think he's still there, but no, he backs out of it. He does back out of it in the end, so we are still in 10th place, actually 9th place in fact. So we're into the points already. Good start from us in this race. Now, the next guy we need to overtake is Kamui Kobayashi in at the other Sauber. He's chasing down Michael Schumacher in the Mercedes. So Schumacher having a good race, because normally he's behind Rosberg in most of the race in F1 2012, but today he's ahead of him. So good job from the 7-time champions. We go side by side with Kamui Kobayashi through this hairpin. He might runs himself wide. I have absolutely no idea why he did that, because there was plenty of space to go around the outside there, but he didn't take it. More chicken stuff from the AI as we now going through the Pouan corner into 5th gear. Actually took a bit more speed than I did in qualifying round there, so I'm learning from my mistake. That was the main mistake I did in my qualifying. I could have been up in like P7, P8 if it wasn't for that mistake. So what could have been in that qualifying session, eh? As we come towards the end of the first lap now, we got Nico Rosberg still right behind us, so he hasn't let go of me just yet. He still wants to overtake us, and we know that Mercedes is very, very quick in a straight line, even on this game. They may not have the downforce compared to the real life 2017 season, but they do have fantastic straight line speed, especially when we come towards DRS zones. That Mercedes is going to be lightning quick compared to our Caterham as we come towards the last chicane now, ready to end the first lap of this race. Schumacher's starting to pull away just a little bit, so we need to push hard if we're going to catch him. As Fernando Alonso is still leading this Grand Prix from pole position, so he's having a good race in that Ferrari. As now we skip on to the middle of lap number 2, so around the Pouan section. We are close on Michael Schumacher ever so slightly, not quite enough yet to make an overtake. He's trying to close up to, I think that's Sebastian Vettel in the Red Bull ahead. He's not having a good race compared to his teammates. If that is the case, as we make a little error out of that corner there, we actually lose the back end on the curb on the outside. I don't know why that happened. As you can see, purple sector actually there, so we actually are closing in slightly on the pack here. As now on lap number 3, round the corner with no name. We're really closing up to Michael Schumacher now, and I am feeling an overtake could be on the card very soon. Lose the back end as we go onto the grass on the inside of Pouan. That could have been a very scary crash if we messed that up completely, but we didn't, so it's okay. End of lap number 3 now, around the bus stop section. We can see that Vettel and I think that's a Lotus ahead of Grosjean are getting a bit messed up on the end exit of that chicane, and Schumacher's right behind them and we're right behind Schumacher, so this could be very interesting. Button setting the fastest lap of the race, so he's not having a bad race. He must be in 2nd place if he's setting the fastest lap, and probably chasing down Alonso. So let's see what happens as we are closing on Michael Schumacher. We will have the DRS because it's lap number 4 of this race. Not much has happened in this race so far. Skip most of the laps that have gone by because this race wasn't the greatest of action, unfortunately. So that's why this video might be a bit shorter than normal. But now we're coming towards the end of the DRS straight. We've got Michael Schumacher still closing Sebastian Vettel. So I was right, it is Sebastian Vettel ahead of the German. And the 2 Germans, one a 7-time champion, one a 4-time champion, together trying to battle for position. So let's see how we do on the end of lap number 4. We're coming towards the bus stop chicane once again, and as you can see, there's definitely a big chance here. We actually clobber the curb on the inside and make a hash of that chicane. We didn't actually realise how much time we gain on the pack here as we come towards turn 1. Was the final lap of the race. Can we overtake Michael Schumacher? We got a really good exit using all the curves. Can we try and go around the outside? No, Schumacher blocks it. There's no gap there and we can't make the move. But can we overtake the German on the DRS straight? We will have DRS, but I don't think it's going to be enough. You can see how much that Mercedes stretches its legs on that straight as it tries to close on. Sebastian Vettel, he's going to the outside. Sebastian Vettel, Perez out of nowhere has gone ahead of us as we break right around the outside and get the position done. We make a slight bit of contact. Michael Schumacher had a very slow exit, but can we go side by side with the German here? It's Mercedes versus Caterham. Surely the Mercedes is going to have the legs on us around this corner, more downforce than even the Caterham, and unfortunately we can't make the move which is such a shame because we were having such a good fight with Michael Schumacher there, but unfortunately it's not going to be. Schumacher's going to pull away into the distance, and we're just going to have to hold on to P8 ahead of Sergio Perez, our favourite driver, and that's exactly what we have done. Perez was not quite close enough at the end of this race as we come towards the final chicane now. Fernando Alonso wins the second round of this season. So it's Hamilton and Alonso that are going to be the favourites for the championship, it looks like. One win for Hamilton and one win for Alonso. Great results for both of them. As we come towards the line, it's going to be 8th position for the Belgian Grand Prix. And points in the Caterham, which I'm very happy with because that's what my target was, to get points. 8th place, not so much, but good result anyway. And Bruno Senna was beaten by me again, so that means we're looking at a contract offer from the Williams team maybe. We'll see at the end of this video. So let's have a look at the full race results for this Belgian Grand Prix. Alonso is your winner with Jenson Button second, Hamilton third, Massa a brilliant fourth, so Ferrari having a really good day in the office. With Webber ahead of Vettel in this race, Schumacher 7th, there's me in 8th, Perez in 9th, and Rosberg being the top 10. And we've got Raikkonen, Kobayashi, Maldonado, Grosjean, our rival Bruno Senna, Verne, Ricciardo, Di Resta, Hulkenberg, Kovalainen, Glock, Harvick, Peak and De La Rosa, completing the top 24 there. Yes, I managed to say all of those names. So let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship, and Alonso and Hamilton are tied on points on 40. So they are going to be very, very eager to win the next race, which I believe is the British Grand Prix, with Button right behind them. And as we go right down to the field, and you can see for yourself for who was at the bottom there. Let's have a look at the Constructors' Championship. I don't think much would change. No, McLaren and Ferrari and Red Bull, your top 3. And we are in P7 because I got points. So that's the end of the video, guys. And before we end this video on a high note, for part 3, which is coming later this week, I think. I'm not sure when part 3 will be coming out. Hopefully not very long after I uploaded this. As you can see, the Williams rumour is looking like to be true, as we have beaten Bruno Senna twice in a row, and there we go. There's our Williams contract offer. Will we take it? Find out in part 3. Goodbye.